and that's what happened.
Yeah.
Mic check, Bruce.
Test 1, 2, test 1, 2.
Thank you. Mic check, Coach.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This ain't your ordinary football show. It's the Old Dominion Football Show with Bruce Rader and Coach Bobby Wilder. Brought to you by Priority Automotive.
23-point underdogs. The odds makers were not giving Old Dominion much of a chance in their first official CAA game at 7th-ranked Delaware. But much to everyone's surprise, except maybe the coach, the Monarchs did what they were told to do. Stay in the game in the final quarter, and anything can happen. And it did. ODU actually led with less than 10 minutes to go until a rare special teams mistake would lead to their demise. The final score, Delaware 27, Old Dominion 10. What went wrong? What went right? Let's find out. The Old Dominion Football Show starts now. I'm Bruce Rader along with Coach Bobby Wilder. An outstanding, gutsy effort in your first ever CAA conference game. It was exciting for the fans, but it also had to be exciting for your players and your coaches. First conference game, former national champions, nationally ranked team.
It was, Bruce. It was a great learning experience for us. Playing a team, as you mentioned, was ranked number 7 in the nation, played for the national championship last year, rarely loses at home, and yet with 10 minutes to go in the game, we're leading the game 17-16. We learned a lot of great lessons from this game that we'll be able to carry forward into the rest of our CAA schedule. All
right, let's talk about what went right. Last week you were concerned about Delaware running back Andrew Pierce, but your defense stopped him cold.
Yeah, 14 carries for 21 yards for a guy who had 1,600 yards rushing last year. And then overall, Bruce, they only had 38 carries for 80 yards, 2.1 yard average. So we went in with a plan. We had to stop the run game, and we had to make them one-dimensional, and we did that. Our guys did a phenomenal job on defense containing what is an All-American running back.
Two players that especially stood out, linebacker J.J. Williams and cornerback Eric Lewis.
Yeah, really excited for our senior linebacker, J.J. Williams. He had his best game as a Monarch, 10 tackles. He was one of the key guys in being able to stop the run because your inside backers have to play well against a good running team. And then you mentioned Eric Lewis, our corner, who's a redshirt freshman, playing in only his 4th game, 7 tackles, 3 pass breakups, 2 of them on 3rd down, caused that big fumble on their first drive that got us the turnover, and he's now on the Jerry Rice watch list, which is a new award for the Rookie of the Year nationally. He's one of 15 players on that, so really pleased with his progress to this date, Bruce, only through 4 games.
And for once, your passing game just wasn't clicking. Quarterback Thomas DeMarco uncharacteristically off a bit, and at times his receivers really didn't give him a lot of help.
Yeah, that's something we really haven't experienced here in our first 25 games, was our passing game being subpar, and he was 23 for 46, Bruce, for 207 yards, had a touchdown pass, had 1 interception. That was, our receivers were off. We had 1 receiver at the wrong depth. The ball got tipped. It was something we have not seen. Now, we had our moments in this game where we were good, and I know our pass game will come back and be good for us in the future.
Special teams, good and bad. First, you scored on a punt block for what, the 3rd week in a row?
Yeah, 3rd week in a row, and we're trying to investigate this if it's ever been done nationally, but scored for the 3rd week in a row. Also, Bruce, we blocked a field goal attempt a long field goal by Delaware, and our guys pushed the ball down to their 38-yard line, had the fake punt, which was big when it happened at the point in the game, but just a couple mistakes in there that we need to get cleaned up. But again, special teams making a positive impact for us.
Down by 6, fourth quarter, fake punt by Jonathan Plisco. Talk about that first. You were deep in your own end. Gutsy call there.
Yeah, at that point in the game, Bruce, I felt like we had lost momentum. We were down 16-10. We needed something to get it turned around. Their crowd was back into the game, and we had punted 6 times previously in the game, Bruce, so we had seen what they were doing on their punt return unit, and we felt like it was there. Practiced it all week, and that was a big play for us. It was a 15-yard rush, and we followed it up by taking advantage of it and scoring on that drive to go up 17-16. So it's a calculated risk you take as a coach, but it was well planned out. Our guys executed, and a big point in the ball game that we needed.
That was a big play. DeMarco and Anthony Vaughn making up for a couple of earlier mistakes, 9-yard touchdown pass. You were leading Delaware by a point, and you put yourself in that position to being in the lead in the fourth quarter.
Right. Yeah, that was, as you mentioned, 10 minutes to go. We're up 17-16, and now we send our kickoff team out. The kick is kind of a low-line drive. It wasn't Jared Brown's best, but their guy muffed it back on the 5-yard line. And your biggest fear as a coach when that happens is your guys slow down a little bit because they're looking to see the muff and where the ball is. And we had 2 guys in position, Bruce, on the 20-yard line to make the tackle. We missed it. They have an excellent returner. They got that return all the way back to the 32-yard line and then scored to take the lead. So that was obviously a big mistake at that point for us in the game.
Yes, that was a rare special team mistake, as you mentioned. Tim Donnelly, who had over 300 yards, goes up top to Rob Jones. And hey, welcome to the CAA, Coach. You're going to experience that a lot.
Oh, absolutely. And when you face a good team, a team that's been in 3 national championships in the last 8 years, they're not going to get flustered. They're going to be there in the fourth quarter. But great lesson we learned from this experience, Bruce, and we talked about with the kids right after the game is that for 50 minutes we're winning the game. Well, in the CAA, you got to play all 60 minutes because anything can happen at the end of the game. So that's a lesson we'll take from that experience up in Delaware.
All right. Good game for the defense, but we'll talk about what they have to do to beat UMass tomorrow in a minute. But first, Chris Reckling joins us with one of the leaders of that defense, Chad King.
On the football field, Old Dominion defensive end Chad King is a beast, wreaking havoc on his opponents. But off the field, he seeks discipline and honor of a different kind. King is a member of Old Dominion's ROTC Army program. He proudly wears the uniform and all that it stands for.
I think I really like how traditional the Army is, and how, you can see how a lot of things started from, back during the Revolutionary War and the Civil War, and how they carried over into traditions that we still practice today.
The Springfield, Virginia native sees a direct
Alicia Keys. Oh my gosh, Alicia Keys.
If you could be any celebrity, who would you be?
If I could be any celebrity, who would I be? Probably Bill Gates, because he's the richest person in the world to me.
Speaking of computers, social media, Twitter or Facebook?
Twitter. It used to be Facebook. It's Twitter right now. Follow me.
What's your name?
At Reed_Evans4.
And if you were going to ask Alicia Keys out on a date, how would you do it? Look at the camera. Look at the camera.
All right, let's go. Ask Alicia Keys out on a date. Baby, if you want swag, my way is the way you need. Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
Oh, well. Coach, you have to love to see number 4 out there every week.
Absolutely. He's got swag on the football field. Maybe not when he's asking Alicia Keys out on a date, though.
Tomorrow night is Blackout Night at SB Ballard Stadium. Everybody wears black in the stadium and in the parking lot as we check in with our tailgaters of the week.
All right, I'm Lauren Scalamero from Chesapeake. I graduated from ODU in 2010, and let me show you how we tailgate. First of all, we've got our beautiful cornhole boards here. Of course, part of every tailgate, we got to have the cornhole. All right, then we got our chairs, we got our tent, we got it all set up here. The whole got the ODU chairs. This is how we do it, people. All right, we got the little grill here. It's empty right now because everything's already been cooked. So let me show you. We got the hot dogs, we got the sausages, we got the hamburgers. Look at this spread. Who would not want to come and party with us, people? All right, we got the coolers. Not going to tell you what's in them. Let's just pretend it's Coke, okay? Anyways, it's ice cold. We like that. All right. So we got our ODU fans here. We've got Mike here. He's got the ODU jersey on. Say hi, Mike. Hi, hi. Josh, we got. Yep. Your name?
Chris. Mike.
All right, and that's how we party out here in the purple lot. Give it up for ODU. Let's go, Monarchs.
When we come back, next up UMass tomorrow night. Coach Wilder will tell us what to look forward to, and we'll have his priorities of the game. Coming up tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, kickoff at SB Ballard Stadium, the University of Massachusetts, who lost to Boston College last week, and they have Jonathan Hernandez, maybe the best running back in the conference.
Yeah, Jonathan Hernandez right now, Bruce, is actually leading the conference in rushing, 132 yards a game. A little different style of back than Andrew Pierce. He's a very physically punishing runner, and one of the things the fans will want to watch for, and one of the things we have to do well, is the yards after contact. He's very good after that first contact and still gaining yards. Excellent running back.
UMass ranked 20th this week. 2 weeks in a row you're facing top 25 teams, but that's what playing in the CAA is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now there's 7 of them that are ranked in the top 25. We've got our highest ranking ever nationally right now, Bruce. We're 28th, so we're just on the outside looking in, and this is what you love to have. Every week a top 25 team, and a lot of them coming to SB Ballard Stadium.
All right, Coach, time to turn it over to the fans for this week's Coach's Corner. First question.
Hi, Coach Wilder. I'm Grace Chavez from Norfolk. What's your stance on FBS transfers?
Grace, our stance on the transfers is the same with any student athlete we recruit, whether they're high school, prep school, junior college, or transfers. Number 1, are they good people? Number 2, are they good students? And number 3, are they good athletes? We generally keep a closer eye on the transfers from FBS because there's usually a reason why they're leaving and they want to transfer. Great question. Thank you.
Hey, Coach Wilder, it's Marina P. from Norfolk. Are you worried about your offense getting tired from no-huddle offense?
Not at all. We practice every day in the no-huddle. We go fast. Our average scoring drives in our games are under 2 minutes, so our guys aren't out there that long. And the second part of that is we keep the defense on the field. We don't allow them to substitute because of the pace that we go at. Great question. Thank you.
All right, Coach, before we leave, what are your priorities of the game against UMass tomorrow?
Well, the number one thing we've got to do is we've got to protect the football. We have 9 turnovers to this point in the season. We're averaging over 2 a game. Our defense has taken it away 8 times, which has really helped us, but we got to protect the football. Number 2, we got to win the battle of field position. Against Delaware, our average drive start was our own 22-yard line. Delaware was starting on their 39, so we got to do a much better job. That's 17 yards difference in field position. And last, but certainly not least, keep the 12th Monarch loud and proud this entire game. It's a blackout. The atmosphere is going to be phenomenal. We're excited for it, Bruce.
We're all excited. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Dress in black. Old Dominion against 20th ranked UMass. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it.
Join us every Friday night at 10:45 for the Old Dominion Football Show, and we'll see you at the game.
JJ.